Everyone has their own individual boarding story to create with their boarding sisters. But before I go on, I'd like to tell you a little bit about how mine began. Day one at St Hilda's School was, safe to say, one of the most exciting days of my life. I made sure we arrived at boarding as early as possible, unpacked our room as quickly as possible, and made my parents leave as soon as possible. In fact, I told them that they were running 15 minutes late and had to get out of the boarding house. The first week of boarding was great, getting to know all the girls, and then on the first Sunday went wild, which most of you have just experienced, and some for the last time. However, when the second, third, fourth, and fifth week came around, my attitudes towards boarding changed completely. I realised that this was going to be my home for the majority of the next 5 years, and before I knew it, in came the homesickness, and my mindset changed entirely. In the mornings, I would wake up realising I wasn't in my own room and begin to cry. Then I'd go to school, and whenever someone mentioned the word mum, dad, brother, or home, or whenever I was alone, I'd continue crying. Then I'd go home in the afternoon, ring my parents, tell them how sad I was for the whole entire day, and continue crying. I'm sure Mrs. Maisie, Mrs. Churchill, and any boarding staff that were looking after me at this time would agree that it's safe to say I was one of the most homesick kids in boarding at this point in time. We all get homesick at some point of our boarding lives on multiple points. Whether it's missing our home, family, friends, favourite dog, cat, bird, lizard, whatever it is, it's normal. But it truly is a reflection of how good some of our home lives are and how much we cherish them. Now, you're going to have to trust me in saying this, but it does get better, and we're all here to support each other on our boarding school and school journeys. I know it's safe to say now, but I wish I knew all about the fun, friendships and memories to be made ahead of me. In boarding, you don't just form friends, you form sisters. And whether you're a boarder for 1 year or 7 years, the bond you will make with these girls is something you are also very lucky to have and something you will never ever forget. Girls, don't spend your boarding school days wasting your time thinking of all the negatives and what you are supposedly missing out on. Think of all the positives, what you do have, the lifelong friends you'll make, and the memories you'll have when you leave. I'd just like to point out a few of our fellow boarding sisters. Sarah Robinson, the rower. Sarah has spent most of her boarding school years on the water and would have not have had these opportunities unless she came to boarding school. Lana Managi, the school singing icon. Whenever Lana sings, it's literally music to our ears and makes us feel very emotional. Tamara Stanley, she's not here at the moment, but she's a girl that boarded for 5 years, a day girl this year, but still came to Wet n Wild. Sasha Kay, the school dancing icon. Whenever there is music, Sasha will be there to kick off the dancing. Alex Elliott. Alex has attended St Hilda's since grade 6 and has created and is the co-captain of the new school film committee. Now girls, these are just very few examples of girls who have discovered their passions, have taken up opportunities and made lifelong friendships, all because of boarding school. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to find your passion or a single thing you are good at in the next 1, 3 or 7 years. But without support, these girls would have most likely not become who they are today. I believe support is one of the most essential ingredients of being a boarder. In boarding, we have 170 sisters to support us all in our times of need, but it is up to us to request it. Your boarding sisters will always be there for you, and they will always have your back, but you need to utilise it. Never be embarrassed or afraid to ask a fellow boarding sister or friend for support. I know for a fact my door and every other girl's door is always open, whether it's just for a chat or for help with some homework. This brings me to this year's theme. This year, the boarding committee and I have decided to make our theme Boarding Angels. Now, this may seem very cliche at first, but we believe that boarding would not be the happy, comfortable and friendly place it is without our boarding angels. Our boarding angels are every single 107 of us sitting in this room. They are our boarding staff, our chefs, our cleaners, teachers, but most importantly our parents. It is up to every single one of us to support each other. Whether it be helping a younger boarding sister to understand her homework, showing someone how to use the washing machine, giving a girl advice, or even getting that one item for them shopping that they really need. Although these may seem like small and insignificant things, they are things that will make your fellow sister's day just that little bit easier. I know things are going to get hard and you'll be tested to your limits, whether it be that Friday quiz in grade 6 or QCS testing in grade 12. But we are all here for each other, and if our past boarding sisters can can do it, so can we. Along with having many different angels in many different occupations, every single angel in this room has a different personality and possesses different characteristics. Whether it be the quiet, the energetic, the sporty or the dramatic, as boarding sisters, we should all hold each other up when those around us are struggling and bear some of the weight. Along with Holly, Tiff and Chloe, and every single one of you in this room, we should all collectively offer support, be proud of who we are, and try to be the boarding angel I know you all have the potential to be. Before I finish, I'd like to leave you with this simple quote by Audrey Hepburn. The best thing to hold on to in life is each other. Thank you.